Hello, this is Diane, and I'm going to do a different sort of video for you today. I'm going to give you a tour of my studio. I've had people ask me as I show my haul videos of what kind of vintage ephemera I find. They want to know how I organize it and store it. So I thought I told them that I was in the middle of trying to organize and purge and clean and everything. So I said that once I had that done, I would do a video tour. So I think that I will do an overview, quick tour, and then do some smaller, more detailed viewings of how I organize everything. So let's just step into my room. It's not a very big room. I don't know the measurements. I'm not good with numbers. Closing the door behind me. And right here is my closet. And I have a shoe organizer on the closet door, and it contains many of my punches, also some stickles in one pocket, which I don't even use. I'll probably be purging them, and some other things, miscellaneous things. My apron hangs here for when I'm doing messy projects. Inside the closet, if you saw a previous video of my room, it's pretty much the same in here. Plastic drawer towers of stamps, rubber stamps, and my glue gun is back here. This is a roller stamp that I have from Stampin' Up. And over here, more drawers of stamps. They're all categorized, so they're easy for me to find what I need. And right here on top are my little cases of Cricut cartridges. And on the wall I have a nail that I can hang my Cricut mats on. These stamps are sitting out here because I've already pulled them for one of my next projects. Up here are these boxes that contain Christmas stamps, and this case is a box that has cases, little cases inside that you're supposed to put photographs in, but I use it for my Spectrum Noir markers. And you see a cord back there. That's my space heater. I'm going to be getting that out pretty soon, I'm sure. I'll be needing it in here. So that's pretty much the way it was before. And on the bottom I just have a couple of carrying cases, carrying totes for my smash books. So there's some smash books in there, and things to use with this. You know, I can take them downstairs and work on them while I watch TV, which I haven't done in a long time, and I have a lot of things that need to go in my smash books. So moving along, here's just a little shoe box. It just fits right there, and that has vintage book covers that have been claimed for custom orders. I have quite a few on a list right now because I just did a video showing my vintage book covers, and many people responded. Thank you so much, everyone. And so I have a list of custom journals to work on. And then I'll back up a bit so you can see this wall. So I try to utilize every inch of space that I can. There's a wooden drawer set here that I love because the drawers are narrow, are not deep, I mean. And so they're perfect for storing paper collections. I'll show you that in a bit. But I have a small drawer unit that has 5 drawers, and it just has the ephemera packs that you can buy. Mostly Tim Holtz, I think, but there's some others. And just some various things, and I'll show you these in more detail when I do the individual organizing videos. And this one has doilies and napkins, and just various scraps, just types of scraps that I use when I make my homemade ephemera. And I will show you the paper pads and things down here. The bottom 2 drawers are deeper, so they contain more stamps. And then we have my bookshelf. Try to get in here. On top I just have some projects that I completed. This is one that was made for me in a swap. And this is the little cigar box. I need to find a bigger one, a bigger box. But it holds all the things I need when I am sewing my signatures into a cover, so that when I complete my cover and pages, I just grab that box and my pages and things, take it downstairs, and I can stitch it in while I watch TV. So on this shelf I have vintage books. Some of the books I will use covers for. There's some here that I didn't include in my video because I know I want some of them for myself, and I haven't decided which ones yet. So these are just small ones, and I just wanted some mini journals. But these are some of these. Most of these up here I'll just use pages out of, but these covers I'll use. And then down here are some larger books that I will take pages from. And in this box I keep, it's another cigar box, I keep game pieces in it. I'll show that to you. It's a lot of bingo chips and things. And these 3 drawers here I use for the smaller pieces of vintage ephemera, and I will show you that in more detail. Here I have a plastic basket that has my bingo cards and a lot of vintage patterns back here. And here I just have my vintage railroad ephemera, plus a bunch of these. These are library catalog card blanks. They're perforated, so you just have to tear them apart, and I can make things with them. Down here is my collection of vintage ledger books and things like that. Some more books that I will take pages out of, a couple of the Edith Holden books, and Plant Families book, and Janet Marsh's Nature Diary. And here's my Shabby Chic book that I just recently purchased, and I made some Traveler's Notebook inserts using those pages. And then I use these plastic cases. Some of them are the hard cases, and some are these flexible envelopes, and they contain pages, vintage book pages, mostly vintage, and they're categorized. This one has foreign languages, the typing textbook and shorthand books that I have. This one is illustrated book pages, children's reference books like children's library or children's dictionaries and children's encyclopedias. This one is pages from some of the vintage fashion books that I've had. This is art, so it's books about painting, artists and painting and things. These are just vintage book pages that you can use to make ephemera with. Children's book pages. This says alphabet stickers, but that is not what's in there. I think it's all Winnie the Pooh books. I love Winnie the Pooh, so I'm thinking, I don't think I can sell Winnie the Pooh books because of copyright. I'm not sure how the copyright works for Winnie the Pooh, but I can make books for myself or my family. And this is more illustrated pages and more pages that are very illustrated, the large picture pages. So down here I have these 2 little drawers that are the canvas things that fold up, and there are book covers in there. It's all book covers. And in here are children's books. A lot of golden books and things like that. And then over here I have vintage song books that I can use the pages from. And right next to it are just some craft books, like how to make books and things like that. And then, let me show you one of these. These came in a set. I'll bring it up here so you can see it. A set of 5 at back to school time at Walmart. And they're like file boxes, and I thought it was perfect for, I didn't know what I would use it for, but I knew I needed it. So I brought it home, and it has a little plastic pocket here for you to put a card in to identify what's in it. And so I'll tell you, they connect together, but I usually just pull them out. So this one, as you probably saw, is for my current project. So when I'm working on that, I'll bring that over to my table and have it sitting on the floor next to me. Next to it I have, let me pull this one out because I have folders in it. This one is vintage children's book images, and these are from the books that I've taken apart. These folders are not labeled properly. I have to do that, but they're kind of divided up. These are kind of black and white children's illustrations, and this one is the fattest one. It just has a lot of vintage children's book illustrations in there. So again, I will go into more detail when I do a smaller video. This one has vintage magazine images. This one has digital kits that I've printed. And this one has a bunch of stuff that needs to go in my smash book. I have not done it in a long time. And again, some more of my craft books. Right here is a big, like a tackle box, I guess, that I keep my beads and things like that for making charms and dangles. And then we have another stack of plastic. This little pie tin I bought at a flea market, and I have small vintage, well, not vintage, some of it is, just small little pieces that I can use in some of the collage challenges that we get on vintage glue books and pages. And then this is just a photo box, and I have photos of projects that I make before I sell them or trade them or give them away. So I try to keep photos of my projects, at least the covers, and maybe a few pages. This is something I bought at a flea market. It's a metal tray. It was kind of nasty looking, but I bought a burgundy paint, spray paint, and sprayed it, and I love the way it looks now. Unfortunately, it's not quite right for what I actually wanted it for, and I haven't decided what I'm going to use it for, but it's there for when I need it. There's just some scrap cardstock in these two drawers that I can use for making smaller things, and then some more stamps, like my word stamps, are in these drawers. This one, oh, there's an empty drawer. I forgot I cleaned that out when I organized. This one has cords and elastics and things for making closures. This one has word stamps, and this one is numbers. These stamps are journaling stamps. I use them a lot for making ephemera. And more words. These are sets of words. I think they're pretty much all Stampin' Up. And then these are alphabets. And then I have this wastebasket that holds rolls of paper. I have mulberry paper and glassine paper. It was a Martha Stewart brand that was being discontinued quite a long time ago. Michael's carried it, and they discontinued it, so I bought a bunch of it. And I kind of forget about it sitting here. I like the looks of it. I like the colors, but I really want to make things. I have made some with it. But I've got this glassine, and I think there's parchment too. What's this one? This is an embossed paper. Calls it an embossed wrapping paper. I need to use that. And then on this bookshelf, I have my CD player and some CDs. And here I have art journals and art journaling magazines and things like that. And then the second two rows are pretty much trashy junk for the trashy junk journals. Junk mail, food boxes, magazine pages, calendars, things like that. I've got some duct tape in there. Right next to it, there's a milk crate, plastic milk crate with the hanging file folders, and I used that to store my 12 by 12 solid cardstock. And then I have this cart that I bought at Michael's, and it's kind of like the Raskog cart from IKEA, I think. There's no IKEA near me. And this holds my vintage ephemera, the largest collection of my vintage ephemera. I will go into detail with that in another video. There's another milk crate, and this one has the flexible envelope type of storage, and it has different categories of collections that I can use. This one is cooking and domestic pages and images, and I can't wait. I'm anxious to make some things out of this. I have quite a collection now. And I'm collecting some images for a circus book, baby books. This is fall. This is masculine. This is fantasy, so it has Alice in Wonderland and Wizard of Oz and fairy stuff in there. Music, images, steampunk, wedding. Oh, this is sewing and fashion, and this is wedding. And that's just a project that I started a long time ago. Oh, right here, I think I'm going to stop, and I'll have to do this quote-unquote quick overview in 2 videos, so I'll be right back.